welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hey Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good, glad to hear it. Hi everybody. So we are kind of back to somewhat of our usual, well, actually no, we had our usual schedule last week. No, my brain is malfunctioning. Next week will be entertaining. We're going to see what happens next week. Let's see. So this week we're going to be doing a mini series on dashboard. Is really fun. We'll have to hear Nick talk about it, but I assume it's probably one of the more important layouts in terms of organizing correctly. If you would like to support the channel, because we do this for free, this education is for free, you should pick up one of these. If you've bought this already, thank you very much. Seriously, it helps a lot. We greatly appreciate it. Also, we hope you get something out of it. Our live streams are kind of meandering, we go on for a bit, not necessarily like deliberately meandering, but we're here to interact with the community and talk to you guys. So if someone asks a question, I will allow that to the presenters will allow us to go wander down that road for a bit. So the stream might not, it's not like perfectly we're covering this, and this, absolutely guaranteed. Our videos are like that though. It's advantageous nature of being pre-recorded. They're highly edited, they're highly animated, they're also very short. So if you're low on time, you need to know how to solve some specific problem, the videos will help you with that. So, I think we're good on the intro side of things. Nick, what are we doing today?
Today we do the first day on the dashboard. Okay, so this is very important because dashboard always be a problem in FileMaker. I mean, a problem. We need a strategy, for the dashboard because it's something special, right? Because it's a unique point, right? It's central point where you go all over the place in your solution, right? So it could be tricky, right? No, to get something performant because always dashboard are things very, slow most of the time, very, very slow because it goes all over the place. So you collect information, and most of the time, we want this information to be real time. Okay, when you collect the information, right? Um, you don't want to update everything at one point, right? At one shot, you don't want to update everything. If each time you land in a dashboard and you want to update all the data of the dashboard, you collect the totals, you collect the summaries, you connect many things or everything you want, you name it, right? So if you do that, and if each time you do, you and you update everything, that's slow, because you have to, depending on the extent of the dashboard. But if you have a huge dashboard, that means something that you have a lot of data across all your solution, right? That will be very, very slow, right? So, and to get everything in real time, right? Um, you you need to get updated your stuff as you change it. Like, for example, if you want to know how many contacts you have, uh, if you want to know how many contacts you have in your solution, for example, right? So we say, okay, I have 10,000 contacts, 5,000 contacts. Each time you create a contact, you want that total to get updated, right? But the dashboard should not be the point where you execute the calculation, right? It's the action of creating a new contact that go to their dashboard and update the information that says, okay, I don't have 10,000 contacts, I have 10,001 contact, right? Or if you remove, right, a contact, you want the dashboard to be updated as well, right? Each time, if for example, you want to know how many invoice past due you have, and with the total of the invoice past due, for example, right? You want each time you have a change, each time you have an update in your invoices, you want to go to the dashboard and update that part, but you don't need to update the contact information. because you have just changed the invoice information. So you don't want to update all the calculation and all the total in the dashboard, neither. All of them you don't need. You do like a very narrow update, the smallest as possible, right? Each time you modify something and right, that you need to go to the dashboard and update the totals, right? Update your summaries, update your stuff like this, right? Even though um, in dashboard we don't use summaries. We don't. When I say summary, is aggregation of totals, right? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about FileMaker summaries. You don't use that in the dashboard. You don't use anything about this, of this. You don't summaries. You don't do that. There's other ways to do that, right? Another aspect that we need to take care of in the dashboard is it's your own data. I mean, you want to know how many contacts, for example, I need to call today. Like say today, I, Nick Hunter, need to call those contacts because they are being assigned to me. Let's say those contacts are my contacts, right? In the company. That's your contact. So you want to know, okay, today I need to call those contacts, to sell something or to call them for something. So you want the dashboard to be personalized for each connected person, right? You want your stuff. You want you want things that are connected to you, right? So that's the second aspect we need to take care of. That the dashboard is the same for everybody, but it doesn't show the same data to everybody, right? So that's the second thing we need to take care of. So there's no many manners to do that, but there's one way, one technique that I'm going to show you, which fits everything. The third aspect we need to take care of, right, is that we are going to update a table from other table, from many users will access to the same table, right? That being said, if somebody is in the dashboard, right, it could happen that the record in the dashboard, because the dashboard has one record, boom, one record. And because everybody lands in that records. But if the record is busy, is open, because it could, you click somewhere, you could get an open record. It could happen. We don't want to, and if this record is busy by somebody, is open, well, the calculation are not going to happen. It's not going to update the calc, right? So that is the third problem we need to take care of. That even if the record is open by somebody, we want the record, the total to be updated, right? So that means we need to personalize. We need to build the dashboard with global field only. That means everything that will be used in the dashboard, right? Everything will be like will live in global fields. So if you had problems, I want to know which type of problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be interesting.
I don't think I've ever built one because I just use FMSP, and you've already built me one mostly anyway. So let's see. The one database I work on. Oh, Ed Burkle says I've never tried to make a dashboard. I considered it beyond my abilities.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not. It's very useful to get. It's very useful to have a dashboard because you get all the information. A dashboard can be many things, right? It's not just a collection of numbers and stuff like that. You can have a list of records that you need to take care of, or you can have a list of past due invoices, for example, that that come to you, say, hey, that past due, so you open your database and boom, you have the past due invoices, or you have the call you need to make, or something, anything you want. It can be anything you want, but it's not just a collection of numbers. It can be that. It could be records, stuff like this. So you want to see that in a portal, and then you can take action on this, right? And that's why it's useful to have a dashboard. In FMSP, we have one, but it's very basic and not built for performance. And I have it here in front of me that I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you why this won't work if you use that technique here, right? But it was made for demo purpose. It wasn't made for performance purpose in FMSP, so that's why. But here we have this graphs here, so very a limited action here. But how it is built? It is built with mostly unstore calculations, right? So here, this. So we have unstore calculation, right? For the dashboard, they are installed. So we don't want that, we don't want unstored calculation, stuff like this, right?
Also,
So
I have some more issues that people have brought up they've had, so I'll just go toss those at you real fast.
yes.
Basically, I find it challenging. I've based a couple on FMSP design. Capturing the data I want is tedious. Ran into a record locking issue, and someone else has portals which can be slow. So slow portals,
Yes.
record locking, generally overall feels difficult.
Yes, exactly. So that the three topics that I named at the beginning of this introduction, and that we will take care of, right? So the first thing we need to take care of, so let's build not in FMSP. I'm using this Launchpad. I have a home here, right? Home dashboard, call it whatever you want, right? And here I have a very limited table, right? Where, I it was ready to be a dashboard, right? So it's ready to be a dashboard. So first, you need to have a home dashboard, whatever, table where everything will live there, all the fields we need, everything we need, IDs, whatever needs to live here, right, in this table. So here I have very small, very limited, right? And of course, I have one unique record. So that's the only record I need in a home dashboard table is this. That's what I need, right? So so let's just bring everything here to the side, right? Normally I should take this to, yeah. So let's put that on the side. And oh, this one is so big, doesn't need to be that big, right? And I'm going to remove the guides. Yeah, no, dynamic guide I need. Guide, show guide. Okay. So now I have a blank field, right? So remember, I told you that I want a dashboard. We want mostly a dashboard to be connected to the current user. So there's many ways to do that. We need to connect to the current user. Most of the time, if you have a feature like showing my stuff, or my dedicated stuff, most of the time, and in that case, it's mandatory, you need to have a user table, right? You have a user table. That means all the user you have in security, right, needs to be referred in the user table. That means when you get connected, when somebody logs in FileMaker in their solution, you need to get whoever is connected, right? In one way. There's many ways to do that, but I'm not going to talk about that now. In that case here, I have a dedicated login, building login system here. So that makes the thing much easier because I know who is connected. So I know I can connect whoever account name I'm putting here in this field, right? And I can connect by the account name. I can connect this table to the user table, and then I can easily grab the user ID. That means the UUID that I have for this record in FileMaker, right? For the user. Each user has a user ID. Then when you do something, right? For example, here is an asset management, right? So you have the user ID here. So that means I know this asset belongs to a user. So now it's easy, right, to have a dashboard to show all the assets that I have related to me or to any users, right? So that's why, what the first thing you need to do if you want a dashboard connected to somebody specific, you need to get in the dashboard, right? You need to get the ID of, why I did that. I don't want to do that. Oh, so you need to get we need to get this, right? The user ID, right? So this is automatically, this is a global field, right? So I have a global field. When I log in, when I log in, right? Log in. When I log in, where's the login? Here. Sign in. So when I sign in, log in, right? I'm setting a global in their home somewhere, right? I'm setting a global with the current logged in user. I think is here. Here, home, home here. See, set field. So I'm setting a global variable at login. When I log in, I'm setting a global variable with the ID of the currently using, the user, right? The logged in user. Logged in user is this. This is the user ID that I use to get in, to log in. And I'm setting the logged in user ID, which is a global field. I'm setting here. Then this here now, I have the ID, right? So now it's easy to me if I want to go to the home table, right? And to get the assets that belongs to that user, right? So you see, I have the user logged in ID on a global, and I get the user. So that means each user that will get connected to the system will fill that global with their ID. So I can have 10 people I can have 10 people logged in the system, in the project, and get for each one, this global will receive a different ID. The benefit of the global fields. Global fields exists only on the current session. That means this number here, if I log in with another computer and I log in with another user, well, I will get a different ID here. And each session, each person connected will get a different ID in the same field. So now it's easy for me, right? If I want to get a portal with the assets, you know, so I don't know whether an item, I want the item, I want the, the book value, the assigned to, something like this, right? So that now it's easy to have something here. So this, right? This is to me. So this is the information I have. So book value, I might not have a book value, but I might have a cost. Let's see if I have something here. Yeah, I have a cost, and since it's assigned to me, let's put the condition. It doesn't matter, it will. So here I have whatever it is. I have the cost and I have the condition, right? I have the condition. So if I log in with another person, I will get different results, right? So that's one aspect of the dashboard, right? So to connect everything, right, to their to the tables, I want to connect with the ID. Now, let's say, I want to know something else, for example, right? I want to know in the asset management only what is checked in, right? Or what's due, for example. I don't know if I have any due. So let's make some due stuff, okay? So this is out. So let's see. So let's build something new, or check out and due today, right? I want something due today, right? So I'm going to check out this, right? But it's not assigned, so I need to assign to Nick. I'm not there. Okay, that's a problem. So let's do something else. So I do. So for example, because I don't have a lot of information here. Oh, because I'm only on Unix on Linux server. So let's say all out, right? So let's say I want something out, but due today, right? So let's change this, right? And to make some to be due today, right? Right. So now I want to have a dashboard, right? With something due today. I want all the asset due today, right? So I'm going to the dashboard. Oh, now I'm stuck. Okay, never mind. No, home. Where the home? Home. Okay. So this is my stuff. Okay, so let's build a tab here. This is my assets. And this is due assets, right? So I have two. Going to back. So this is my asset. Now I have the due assets. So for the due asset, I need a field here, right? A global, right? And the global is current date. It's a global, right? And this current date change every time you log in, right? So in the home, in the home, I'm going to set this when I get in with the current date. That means when I get in, I set this field with the current date. So I'm going to do it manually, right? I'm going to do it manually to put the current date in. Yeah. So that's the current date, correct? Well, now that I have the current date, I can build a relationship, right, with the current date. So the target field is due date, right? So I have this here and the current date with the due date or date due, date checked out, date due, right? Current date, date due. So I have this relationship here, right? So this is due assets. I can just duplicate this. So I change this to the due assets. So due, that my free that I did, manually. Remember, I did free manually, right? Did it here. So now, let me go there and go to assets. Okay. So now I want to do something else, right? I want to have this. Oh yeah, but I don't have the user here. I don't know why the user is not there. Oh, Nick Hunter doesn't exist. Is this guy Shiv? That's why. So let's say I'm going to assign this, right? So why is it not assigned? I want to assign this. It's checked in. So let's review. Reviewed by Nick. I want to be well. Let me build new stuff, right? So let's build a new. Um, so I'm going to assign out to this guy. So automatically look is I know that's the system here and due today. Let's say it was in the past, right? Oh, I can do that. Yeah, okay. I cannot put something in the past, but let's say due today, right? So that will be due today. Shiv due today, right? To me. So let's build another one, right? So here, so I'm going to assign to me the same, right? So and change the name. This is an iPad. This is an iPad, right? And where's my other one? This is an iPad, and this is an iPhone. Okay, right? iPhone. So I have two things here, right? So if I go to the home, uh, so it said my assets came, and I have the iPhone and the iPad because it's mine, right? And due asset also, right? It shows me because it's due. Now, I can do something else. I can do the due, but my assets, right? So this is, it will be due, right? They do, and mine. See? Due, mine. So I have another relationship here. And this is all due assets. And this is my due assets. Duplicate this, put here. So that's mine. Okay? So my assets, all due, my due. So it's fast, it's instant, because, and this is for me. If I log in with somebody else, it will have different results, right? So far, do we have any questions?
Nope, I don't see any questions currently.
Okay. So now this is an easy part of the dashboard, right? So it's something that is not complicated. We have a very simple relationship. We use a global field, as a primary key. And then we have a relationship related by date, by ID, whatever, you know. But it became a little bit more complicated now. If I want a personalized results, right? So if I want the total here, that's another story. Because so far, it's just on the fly related records by global, which is okay. But whatever if I want to change, update data, I mean, I want to have the results of my asset. Let's say I want the total cost of my assets, how many assets I have on my asset and on all assets and on my due assets, right? I want to know all those things. You don't want that to be updated on the fly all the time. You want somewhere where you can store, right? Can store the data. Right. So in my solution, I name this home, right? This is the solution I have. But now, right, I want to create a new homey, the home items. So what are home items, right? So this is the home item primary key, right? That I always need this, on every single table you're going to create in your life in FileMaker, you have a primary key for every single record, right? But now this table here, right? This table needs to be connected to many things, right? So first, these home items need to be unique for every single user. That means when you get in, at least you need to have a record here. You need to have a record dedicated for each user. That means I need an IDF user, right? I need this. I need an IDF user. And I want this user, right? So I need to have for each user a record in that table, right? So each user will receive their a record, each user. So I have the user table, and I have a home item table, which will be, I will have one record in that table per user, right? So when I have this, so let's go to the table, right? In this table, I'm going to put here all what I need, all the information I need, okay? That's what I need to have, right? So I need, number of assets. And this is all assets. Also, I need to have the same for my assets, right? Then I need the total, right? Asset costs for all, right? And the same total asset cost for my. This is what I want, you know? So number of assets, all mine, and I want the number of asset due, right? So I have multiple numbers that I need here, right? And this is per user, right? Per user. So then I will have the my, right? The due. I will have all of this fill up, right? So pretty much I'm going to have for each information I need in the dashboard, right here. So I want the total here, all the how many my asset I have, the total cost, the all due assets, right? And my due assets, right? That's what I want. So it's all due and all my my due, right? And this is all, and this is my due. Okay, right? Okay. So now you need to bear with me a little bit here. This is the main table. That will be the main table of all the dashboard activity. Pretty much nothing will happen on this. The only one that you will have here is the one collecting records, right? Like I did so far, or by the date, the current user. That okay. The relationship can start. The relationship can start from the home, right? But when it comes to collect and store data, everything need to come. So let's put some space here because I will have much more relationship here. That will come to the 7T07 home items world. So I have two worlds here, the home and the one pointing to the assets, the items, right? And now, pretty much, I need to build a relationship that will help me collect information there, right? So all those will be auto entry calculation.
Someone says clear. Someone you have a question, by the way. I don't know when you want
Yeah,
to take that.
go
Would it be
ahead.
slower if the portals in the layout? Would it be slower if the portals are on the layout but not in the tab control as three separate portals?
No, is the same thing. It will be, knowing that a poro is not going to be evaluated if it's not displayed. So if you display one at a time, the landing in the layout will be faster because you show one at a time. But knowing something, no way, no way you can have a dashboard with a pole going like 5 or 6 level down, you know? Don't do that. The dashboard, the pole on the dashboard needs to be like straightforward, from the table to another one. And no crazy crap here, right? No crazy. Stay simple, stay straightforward, right? And you cannot be two level down. You cannot go from here to here in a pole. That will be awful, right? You cannot do that. That's why you need to be straightforward. But that's why you need to prepare your data before. I knew I need a dashboard for the assets. So that's why I'm storing the ID of the user that gets the assets, right? Then I can connect it to the dashboard and the due date. All of this will be the free poll I built so far won't be a problem at all in performance because it's a global field on the left and a straightforward relationship with a few predicate easy to get, like an ID, a date, don't go crazy, right? Do we have any other question?
I thought that you hated tabs, Nick, question mark.
I hate tabs, but I don't have the time to build. It was I will get rid of this as soon as possible, just to make, because it's 148, right? Free, so I want to,
There's
I
a
want to,
limited amount of time, yes.
yeah, that's why it's, but yeah, I hate, I never use this. I never leave that for many reasons. And I'm going to show you why, tomorrow, but I'm going to show why. So now I want to, pretty much replicate this relationship here, right? So this is T07A. This is home items to the asset by the user, right? User, right? That was easy. So now I have this by the due date. So that'll be, right? By the due date, right? So here, I need the same global due dates, right? I know I need a due date, right? Uh, based, uh, you know, yeah. So I need that. See. So for the due date, right? So I need a due date here. The due date is like a fancy thing. So I'm going to show you that tomorrow. But let's do the number all. Let's say just the all without the dates, right? The all stuff. Let's do that only for now, right? So I will use this one, right? By the user, by the user, not including the date right now. Okay? Because in that case, the due date is fancy. So let's store this. Okay. So what do I want to do in those calculations, right? I have a trigger. So the trigger is the field I'm going to use to update data. I'm going to update the data, right? So here on the all, the number asset all, right? Actually is all my is all mine. Okay. I have a let's, and I'm putting a trigger field. What is the field that's going to trigger the updates on demand? And that will be the count, right? What it is, it's a number of, the count from TO7 to the asset by user. And I'm counting how many, because I'm sure this is not empty, because this will count the record if there's some by a field, if something in. I'm sure there's something here because it's automatic. When you create a new record, boom, you get the data in. So I'm counting this. That means this will say there's something here. Yes. Okay. One. There's something here. Yes. Okay. Two. Right. It will count on this. Right. That means when I update this, I'm going to get the count on this. Right. So let's have a try. Also, before we go, no, it's okay. Let's do something different. So here I have my current logged in ID. So I'm going to create a new record here, and this record will be for this user, right? And now I have all my ah all. So this is my trigger, right? And this is the number that I want that will be triggered by this, right? So at the beginning, because I creating a new record automatically get me the number, right? But what happened? So I have 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What happened if I add a new one, right? So I'm going to create one, I'm going to assign, and that is a Mac, right? So I have a Mac, I have an iPhone, so I have a new one, right? I have an additional one. So if I go there, I have now 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here I have 7. But if I do this, now I have it. So you update this for this, right? So what happened now, right? I go to the assets and I'm including in the scripts here, I want this because I'm adding a new one, right? So this I have a script here, the done script, that do something here. I'm doing a new record here. So what happened, right? So I want to update the dashboard because I'm creating a record here. I'm going to add a new guy, a new assets, right? So I want this to be reflecting in the dashboard. Well, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to update the dashboard, all the dashboard each time that I'm getting in the dashboard. No, this is insane. I don't want that. I really don't, right? So what I'm doing here, right? First, you are going to update the dashboard many times, correct? So it's not going to happen once. It's going to happen many times because when you create an asset or when you change the assignment of an asset, right? Or whenever you do, right? Whenever you do. So you need to update this, okay? So you don't want to modify all your scripts with a subscript. So you build a subscript and you build in a universal way. That means you build a script that will be usable for all. And the script is update dash home because I call that home, right? Update home and you have a parameter. So what the update home do, right? You do a P source because you want to do that on a P source. You don't want to update the dashboard locally. This is insane. And you want the dashboard and you want this update to be transparent and you don't want to feel it and you want to see it, right? Correct? So you want the update to happen on the fly for pinpointing exactly what you want to change on server. That means you won't see it. You won't feel it, right? It will be completely transparent, but that will be for tomorrow because I have a meeting in 3 minutes, so I cannot.
Start anything that you want to go too deep in. Yeah.
No, I'm good. I wasn't this for tomorrow. So tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
we do an update. We chirurgically, very, very like narrow update in the layer in the dashboard without feeling anything, without any problems, and without getting any problem of a busy record, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that will be for tomorrow, and then we will do more, and I will show you, right? There's many techniques we can do. We need to take care of many things when it comes to update uh, things that you change, you modify the assignment, stuff like this. So you have many other things to do, right? So that will be for tomorrow. And if you have questions, we can answer one or two questions.
The one that I'll toss at you is, will this work on WebDirect?
Of course, yes. Everything I show you here will work on WebDirect and iPhone and iPad and whatever. No, because it's straightforward. It will be extremely simple. That's why, you can now you will be, I'm sure at the end of this webinar, you will build your dashboard right away because it's painless. And I'm answering all the question. All the problem will be answered. It's painless, it's perfect, it works like a charm. I use this for years and I have huge dashboards, huge. Pretty much everybody wants everything on the dashboard, and they want warnings and they want stuff, and we can have, and sometime they ask me, yes, but I want a dashboard for those people and I want another dashboard for these people showing completely different things, right? Completely different things. So you can do that. You can do a personalization of the data, but also you can do personalization of the layouts based on, for example, let's say you have people processing data. So they want to know the data they need to process and stuff like that. And then you have the people calling the people based on the process data. So that's another layout with other things, other information, right? But all is based on the same principle of getting this table with a record for each user, and then you collect all the data for this. So tomorrow will be another day.
Yes. Thank you very much, Nick, as always. I'm going to let you go. Thank you, everybody. Good to see you. We will see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.
No.